No one noticed at first, not globally. Isolated reports. A vanished classroom in Paraguay. An orphanage in Manila gutted like a carcass. An entire summer camp in Montana reduced to ash and silence. The forest around it untouched. No bodies. No signs of struggle. Just absence. We didn't understand then. We thought it was human. A cult. A rogue AI. Some hidden war. We were wrong. By the time the pattern emerged, it was already too late. Coordinated. Calculated. Thousands of disappearances. Always children under 13. Across borders, time zones, continents. No demands. No ransom. Just gone. Then came the sky scars. The first one appeared over the Atlantic. An angular tear in the stratosphere. Blacker than vacuum. Humming with a frequency no animal would approach. It pulsed with cold, violet light. Within days, dozens more opened. Over cities. Deserts. Oceans. And from them descended shapes. Not ships. Not anything designed by physics as we understood it. They floated like they ignored mass. Twisting geometries that made human eyes water and bleed. They never spoke. They never explained. They simply took. Humanity, in its infancy, did what it always does. We screamed. We wept. And then we built. The United Coalition formed in days. Nations dissolving boundaries. Religions putting aside gods. Our enemy wasn't this earth. So neither were our weapons. The brightest minds were unleashed with one order. Survive. And in the blood forge of desperation, we birthed monsters. Project Sunhammer. Our vengeance. First, we cracked FDL. It didn't matter how many test pilots screamed in their last moments. We needed to reach them. Needed to follow where they had taken our children. Through the sky scars. Into the dark. The first fleet vanished. The second came back with single survivor. Her eyes were gone, melted into her skull. Her last words, "They are not gods." We sent the third fleet with rage, not hope, and what they brought back changed everything. A child no older than 10, inside a vessel of bone and glass, suspended in a fluid that didn't ripple. His mouth open, the voice not as spoke. You breed fast. You forget fast. We do not. The debt must be paid. The message ended with the child liquefying in real time. We didn't sleep after that. Not for years. They called themselves the Nascari. Or maybe that's what we called them. Their true name was more sensation than sound. Like a razor dragged across a soul. We learned the truth in fragments. They were old, ancient beyond stars. A race that once seeded galaxies with life like we seed crops. But something had turned them. A war. A betrayal. They now viewed sentient life as infestation. Children were taken to halt growth, cull potential, prune evolution. We were weeds in their garden, so we became fired. Sunhammer wasn't just a weapon. It was an apocalypse given direction. A stellar core warhead designed to detonate inside a star, destabilize it, and trigger premature supernova. It would cost a fleet each time. It would cost men and women, thousands of them, but we would make them pay. The first deployment was on a system they called Viratel. We lost 28,000 lives getting the payload into position. We watched from 2 light years away as their sun collapsed into screaming light. We listened to their transmissions turn from commands to prayers to silence. The message was clear. You took our children. We take your sons. We expected retaliation. What came was worse. They broadcast across every channel. A face, almost human, but wrong in ways a mind fought to parse, appeared. And then children, thousands of them, all alive, all crying, but wrong, changed, some with no mouths. Some fuse into walls of living material. Some speak in voices like broken radios. We kept them, the voice said. You are not the first. You will not be the last. Then the broadcast showed Earth. Not live, not current. A version of Earth twisted and dark. Ruined continents. Black oceans. skies full of orbiting bones. This is your end. We have seen it. You birthed it, and it returns. We didn't stop. The second sunfall took Tasric's prime. The third, Cheldran's cradle. With every stolen star, they screamed louder, but not in words, in loss. The Nascri, for all their horror, could feel pain. We had found it. We had weaponized it. But vengeance is a blade without a hilt. When we detonated the 10th sun, our forward fleet went silent. Not destroyed, emptied. Ships returned under autopilot. No crew, no remains. Just hollow armor drifting like corpses in a sea of ash. And the children, they began to return. First one, then dozens, left in places impossible to reach. On Everest, in Mariana Trench domes, on Mars. All alive, all smiling, all perfect, too perfect. They didn't remember anything. Not the ships, not the pain, not the voices. Just white light and warmth. They wanted to go home, and we took them back. But something had changed. Dreams turned to visions. Parents started vanishing. Towns went dark. The children no longer bled when they were hurt. They didn't blink. Some are found standing for hours, staring at the sky, whispering in languages never spoken on Earth. And then came the harvest moons. Across the night skies, silver discs began to appear. Not ships, not weapons, just watching. Every time they vanished, more adults were gone. Cities crumbled from the inside out. We realized too late. The children were seeds. Not ours anymore. The Nascri hadn't just stolen them. They had replanted them. Modified. Programmed. Returned not as gifts, but as payloads. Trojan horses with beating hearts. Humanity turned on itself. Kill the children, some said. Others begged for mercy. We fractured. The coalition imploded. Sunhammer protocols were seized by radicals. Systems began going dark. Our suns now detonated by human hands, driven mad by grief, paranoia, and cosmic fear. I write this from the edge of our last orbit. Earth is gone, swallowed not by war, but by something older. The children no longer walk. They float, glow, sing in voices that bend steel and reason. The Nascri did not destroy us. They made us do it ourselves. We tried to out-monster the monsters. We forgot that horror, true horror, is patient. And now we are the infestation. Our last star flickers in the distance. We see them waiting, not with weapons, but with cradles. And we finally understand. They didn't come for our children. They came to make us gods. Or ghosts. And in the end, we were both.